Hi.
Who's that?
Hey, it's me, that guy, and I'm here with another video for you. Today we're going to be talking about the most requested thing that I've been asked to talk about, and by highly requested I mean one person made a comment about it and I just said, yeah, I'm just gonna do it. Fuck it. We're gonna be ranking the finale remixes in Drag Race from worst to best. I don't know why I put myself in these vulnerable positions to get madly hate on by people, but I like the danger. I live on the edge of getting cyberbullied. And listen, I'll preface this with the thing that I always say. This shit is like not that serious. There's like actual things in the world that you could get mad over. You know, choose a better one. Choose a better one. This is a challenge. I'm giving you a challenge right now. Give me like one lyric from this clapback song. I'll give you like 5 seconds. Go. Could you think of one? No, you couldn't, because no one fucking listens to this song. And it's not even that Shay did bad, and it's not even that Jujubee or Miss Cracker did bad. Just know that when you watch my videos, I never want to critique the queens. The queens are extremely talented. It's the fact that for some reason on Drag Race, they don't know how to do fucking sound mixing. So when you watch the queens perform, you are just doing that. You're only watching them because you can't hear a fucking word they're saying. Sound is difficult. I got dragged the other day. Someone commented on my first video and they said that I was so quiet that it sounded like an ASMR video.
Just because he looked like a waste-ute. Alyssa Hunter was a really buzz.
So I understand that audio is really fucking difficult, and I find that audio is the most difficult thing of making these goddamn videos. However, I'm a little boy on YouTube. You're actually like hired at an actual company, so maybe you should like, you know, let us hear the queens. And also the production quality was surprisingly low for the 5th season of All Stars. I mean, they're just like in this little room backstage dancing on beds, and Miss Cracker's like doing the thing with the legs, and she's just kind of like in the middle, like she doesn't really have any set, and neither does Shea Coulee. It was just very low budget considering all of the other placements on this list, which had a significantly higher budget, and this was pre-COVID too, so they have no fucking excuse. This verse gets talked about like virtually none of the time. I haven't heard anyone speak of this verse since it aired, and maybe that's for good reason. This verse is like so awkward, and I think it has to do with the little spoken word pieces that they do, looking into the camera, direct eye contact, and then they start like speaking little bits, and it's just so awkward. I don't know what it is. The queens' verses are pretty decent. I would say that Evie is by far the best one. Unpopular opinion, I actually love Vanjie's verse, and it gets stuck in my head all the time, which is weird considering I've never listened to this song outside of the episode that it aired in. Like the production quality, it's kind of like they're doing this in the back rooms. Like it's very there's something ominous about this production quality. So yeah, this remix isn't amazing. It's not awful by any means, but it's just like really weird. So this remix is like a huge leap in quality from the previous two. This is just like a subjective thing. I don't listen, and not to be one of those people who are like, I listen to every type of music, I just don't listen to country music. But sometimes cliches can be true, and I don't really listen to country music.
Drag Trixie.
And I don't particularly like this country vibe that the All-Star 6 one was going for. The verses are really thought-provoking. They're extremely, like, they're not just the generic, like,
you f***ing serve that tea, bitch! You serve that piping hot tea and you spill it all over those in the seats, you.
They're like actual well thought out lyrics that actually have like a lot of relevance to like social issues, and I love that. But it's just I just don't like this. However, I will give credit where credit is due. It was really cool for Marie Antoinette to travel all the way from the 18th century just to star in this country music video. It was pretty cool and very well fitting. So yeah, it's not bad, it's not awful, but like, would you ever in a million years find me listening to this? No, you would not. Ooh, we have a controversial placement. I placed this at 8th place. This is the Super Queen remix from All Stars 4. You know, you're probably thinking like, what the fuck is this guy on? And that's a valid concern apparently to the comments, because someone said that I have flase da stoner energy. which I love. Thank you so much for that comment. This has one of the worst reputations among the remixes, and I think that a lot of people think that it deserves to be last because this is the first not amazing remix we ever got. So I think in people's heads, it's just kind of stuck as the worst one without actually kind of going back to reassess it. Like, yes, the idea of it being a country song set in space with Trixie, Alaska, and Chad playing like rock people in the background, even though there's like no drums in the song and there's like no electric guitar in the song. It's kind of a mishmash of like everything, but for some reason it doesn't really bother me. I would much have preferred an actual if they just got the actual Super Queen song and let them do remixes to that, and I don't like that it's country. Like we established, apparently I'm a country hater, sorry to the Americans out there, which is like literally fucking 90% of my audience, hi. So yeah, it would have been better if it was the normal Super Queen song. I think it's because I've had like years to kind of adjust to the idea that this is a country song. I think that I'm pretty okay with it now. I've finally, you know, I passed all of the stages of grief and I'm finally on acceptance. My country tears of beat. So now we have the season 10 remix, American, and this remix is actually way better than I remember it being. There's a lot of great verses. I think Aquaria's verse is one of the potentially. I need to stop making huge statements off the cuff because then it kind of bites me in the ass. I think that Aquaria's verse is one of the strongest verses of all time. Cut to me in like 2 days where I don't agree with the statement anymore, but for now it is. For now, I'm not American myself, so this song doesn't like particularly, you know, resonate with me in any way. If anything, it's kind of annoying to hear about America so much on this goddamn show. But we have like the UK, which is like, it's close enough to Ireland, so I'll take it. So this is the season 12 remix, and this isn't really that remixy of a remix. It's remixed by name, not by, you know, DNA. There's like a narrative to it. It's like, I would say it's more in the vein of musicals than it is in remixes, but I already made a list about the musicals. Actually, click on one of these sides to watch that. This provides like some much needed variation in terms of what the remixes are, because they can get a bit stale if it's just the same thing over and over. It starts off with the more like heartfelt stuff, which I personally don't really care for. I listen to these remixes to shake my booty with no thoughts in my head, so it doesn't really fit into what I'm looking for a remix. But thankfully, later on, you get more remixy style verses, and that's when I think that this remix really shines. I really enjoy this remix. It's extremely different than anything we've ever gotten. I don't think we're ever going to get anything like this again. It's straying into more musical territory, but I'm okay with that for this, you know, c'est la vie. So now we have Catwalk, and this is one of my fucking favorite remixes of all time. I'm like 99% sure it's gonna be on my top 100 played of all year, because this shit is so fucking catchy. It's like the one time RuPaul made a good song. Everyone did really great. I think specifically the three queens towards the end, Daya, Camden, and Willow did the best, and I listened to those verses all the fucking time. In terms of like a song that I would listen to in my own free time, this is 100% the one I'm gonna listen to. So here we have the season 13 remix, Lucky, and I don't particularly like this remix that much. I don't like the song, I find it kind of grating, but I've placed it high on this list regardless of that fact, because this channel is known for having integrity, it's known for being objective, and I am best known for not letting my feelings get in the way of any single one of my placements. I placed it high on the list because I can objectively appreciate the aesthetics of this music video. I think in terms of all of the remixes, this is the one remix which I'm like, this could 110% be a music video. The production just has a really unique vibe to it. We don't really have any other remix which even kind of like strays into this kind of aesthetic. So in that sense, it's extremely unique. I appreciate novelty. I don't like this song. It's not that I hate it, but it's like, I can't listen to it more than once without being like, we need to turn this shit off right fucking now. The lyrics are really cool. Gottmik fucking killed with the lyrics. Rosé did like her little rap thing. Simone's is really catchy. And Candy, she looked amazing.
Great gowns, beautiful gowns.
So here we have Kitty Girl, and this is the remix for All Stars 3. This is one of the most impressive remixes because it's all done in one take, and I very much appreciate that. It's a unique element, it's novelty. Whoa, novelty again. I am giving a lot of points for novelty. I like things that are different. It's one of the better RuPaul songs to be able to put verses in, you know, because it's already catchy on its own, and then you add Shangela, you add BB, Trixie, Kennedy, and then it just like, I don't know, it's like this perfect little package. So I say that out of all of the Drag Race remixes, I think that this is probably one of the most widely listened to out of all of them.
Category is Bring It to the Runway.
I love this remix so much. It captures the energy of our #1 spot on the list. Every single verse is amazing in its own right. I love Sasha's verse, I love Shay's verse, I love Peppermint's verse, and Trinity's verse is like, again, I've talked about it 1,000 times, Trinity's verses are just really funny to me and they just play in my head. And also something that this remix has, which is the sign of a great remix, is that every single verse is extremely quotable. I would listen to this in my spare time. It's one of the ones where you can tell that every single queen is having a great time. And that just kind of like ups the joy a bit when I listen to it. I like it a lot.
I wanna show you what I can do. I don't even know the rest.
Everyone knew when they were clicking on this video what #1 was going to be. There was never any doubt. Every single verse is iconic. You have the amazing verses like Katya, Alaska, Detox, and even the bad verse, Roxy Andrews, is super fucking iconic. It's probably even more iconic than the good verses, and that's how you know that you have an amazing remix on your hands, is that people even like the bad verses. I think people quote Roxy Andrews' verse more than they quote any of the other verses. You have some of the most quotable lyrics of all of the remixes here. It's probably one of the most iconic, not only iconic remixes, but it's one of the most iconic moments in Drag Race, period. And yes, that does mean that we peaked in the very first remix. But listen, it's better to peak early than to have never peaked at all. If you disagree with any of my placements, that's totally chill, and you're a chill person. So if you want to hate on me, I don't want it, but like, I guess I should like get exposure therapy early. If this ever takes off and we ever get to like 1K or something, I won't be able to handle the hate comments. So that's it, you know how it goes. This is the end of the video. Oh my god, we're saying goodbye once again. What if I never come back? What if I go missing? Gone girl. Anyway, I'm not going missing, I'm not going anywhere. I'll make another video about something else. So I'll see you next time. Thank you so much for being here. I would appreciate any type of subscription, comment, like, whatever you feel you're up for. So I'll see you next time. Goodbye.